Hey, what's up, you guys? Welcome to a new episode of Power Rangers Review. Sorry, I just got up, so I'm still trying to wake up. I have my notes here, so yep, I'm ready to go. Like I said, this is a new episode of Power Rangers Reviews. This week I'm doing a review on Power Rangers Jungle Fury Season 16 of the Power Ranger series. This season was adapted from Juken Sentai Geki Ranger. It has 32 episodes. It aired between February 18th, 2008 to November 3rd, 2008. I think pretty much after the first season of Mighty Morphin, from season 2 and on, it's always been starting around February. So, because the first season started in August, but now it's usually starting in February. But I think I'm not for sure, but I think it started airing in February since the second season. I am not for sure, but it's pretty much how it's been for a long time. It's been usually airing in February most of the time, which is pretty cool for a fan like me because my birthday's in February, and usually it airs almost either before or a little bit before or a little bit after my birthday. I don't know if there has been a season that has actually aired on my birthday, which would be cool, but that's not what you're here for. Now, this season we have, let's just say this season is going to be a little bit, there's a lot to go over, like with Mystic Force, because they have a lot of stuff going for it, which is actually one of the reasons why I like this season, because it was really cool on how they did it. And after watching Geki Ranger, the Japanese counterpart, the Sentai counterpart, I actually thought they did a pretty good job adapting to it, but of course there's some things I like better. But let's get into this review of Power Rangers Jungle Fury. This season we have a Ranger team of 5. Yes, 5. With Jungle Fury, pretty much they're just about there's 5 Rangers, I should say. Like I said, I'm trying to wake up, trying to figure out this. You have 5 Rangers. You have Jungle Fury Red Ranger Casey, Jungle Fury Yellow Ranger Lily, Jungle Fury Blue Ranger Theo, Jungle Fury Wolf Ranger RJ, and Jungle Fury Rhino Ranger Dominic. Now, what's unique about this season is that each, pretty much everyone you see, well, the main Rangers, the evil guys, and mainly the monsters they face are all has an animal spirit that they use to fight, like for fighting. Like with the Red Ranger Casey, he uses like Tiger Kung Fu. It's probably not Tiger Kung Fu, but he uses Tiger martial arts in his martial arts. And that each thing, almost pretty much each thing in here is represented by like an animal spirit. So as I'm going on, I'm going to tell you which one's which, along with pretty much like with the villains, because like I said, almost everything has a animal spirit in this thing. So let's continue with the Rangers. With the Yellow Ranger, Lily, her animal spirit is the cheetah. Theo's animal spirit is the jaguar. The RJ's, which is pretty much self-explanatory since it's in his name, his title, Power Ranger Wolf Ranger, so it's undoubtedly the wolf spirit. And then the same thing with Dominic, which is in his title, Jungle Fury Rhino Ranger, which is the Rhino spirit. Those are the Rangers. Now, in episode 15, because when you start out the series, RJ and Dominic are not part of the team, like pretty much always. It's just the Casey, Theo, and Lily. It's a 3-man team like with what they did with Dino Thunder, and then of course getting more allies. It's in episode 15 when RJ becomes the Wolf Ranger and joins the team. Now RJ is Casey, Lily, and Theo's mentor after their old mentor was defeated and killed. Was pretty much killed, even though it's a kid show. But yeah, he's in spirit form when he shows up something throughout. I think he shows up a couple times after he gets killed, but he did die. So yeah. And then in episode 19, Dominic's character is introduced, and he in that same episode he becomes the Rhino Ranger. Now this is one of the things that I after watching Geki Ranger I thought was this is what when comparing them comes into my mind, because in Jungle Fury Dominic as Rhino Ranger was only in there for not even the last half of the season. To me he wasn't in there that long. While in Geki Ranger, God, what was his name? I don't remember. Oh, Ken. Ken, he's Geki Chopper, which is, of course, Rhino Ranger. He was in there for pretty much most of the season. Now, that's one of the things I liked better about Geki Ranger, because the Rhino Ranger, or Geki Chopper, was in there a lot more. Because I thought the Rhino Ranger was pretty cool in Jungle Fury, so I was kind of saddened that that they didn't show him as much as they did in Geki Ranger. I mean, they had a lot of footage to go off of for the Rhino Ranger, but I don't know. But yeah, that's one of the things I had to say. Now for their allies, they have quite a few allies this season. We have Fran, who is kind of uncoordinated sometimes. She eventually finds out that Casey, Lily, and Theo are the Power Rangers, along with RJ and Dominic, of course. She also finds out that RJ's pizza restaurant, Karma Pizza, is actually the Rangers' HQ. So she starts working there. I think she started working there before she found out, and then she still continued on after she found out, but yeah. But yeah, and yeah, RJ runs a pizza place called Karma Pizza, I think. Yeah. Then later on, near the end, it pretty much it's like in the series, but it doesn't really become official until the end of the season. We have Flit. He is a small fly it's a little fly. He's human, but he was transformed into a fly, and he's been living in one of the other villains' belly until she woke up and stuff. But he's essentially a good guy, but he doesn't become allies with the Rangers until he has to help RJ with his animal spirit. And then it was at the very end where they become well, they were already allies and stuff, but yeah. Now throughout the series, they get introduced to new teachers to teach them new martial arts to help them throughout and get new weapons, so they can get new weapons and so they can defeat the main evil boss. One of those teachers was Master Mao. Well, actually, that was their first mentor before he died. He had the spirit of the Caracal, or pretty much the Lynx. He was the mentor of the Rangers and Jerry, which is another student who was bullying the others, so he left, which I'll get into later. Then the very first teacher that teaches one of the Rangers about another animal spirit is Master Font, which is kind of, if you don't it's kind of self-explanatory if you actually think about it. Because Master Font, his animal spirit's the elephant. Elephant. He teaches Lily the techniques of the elephant and to be able to use the an elephant chain, ball and chain. Also be able to summon the Jungle Fury Elephant Ranger, which I'll get into later. Then you have Master Swoop, who eventually taught before the series he actually taught RJ, and then he teaches Theo the techniques of the bat. He gets a fan as his new weapon. And then you have Master Finn, who taught he's RJ's father, and he tried teaching RJ his style, but he didn't want to. So RJ created his own style, which is the wolf thing. He teaches Casey the techniques of the shark, and Casey gets 2 swords. In the Japanese version, they're just floppy swords because it's like fish themed, so they're floppy. So if you're actually watching Jungle Fury and you actually see them kind of flopping around, that's why. But I don't think they do that in the American version. I'm not for sure, but yeah. And then later on, they have to get an upgrade to the powers Jungle Master Mode, and they have to go into the Spirit Realm and learn. And each have to learn from a different one. They each have to learn how to master. They have to each pass a test that the teacher gives them. We have Master Gwen. Again, it's kind of, they're like puns on the animal spirits. Gwen, her animal spirit is the penguin spirit. She gives Lily control over her Jungle Fury Master Mode. Then you have Master Rilla. His spirit is the gorilla. That he gives Casey his Master Mode. And then you have Master Lope. I think it's the Master Lope or Master Lope. I'm not for sure. But his spirit is of the antelope, and he gives Theo his Master Mode. Now, like I said with the elephant, when Lily, Theo, and Casey learned how to summon the animal spirit, they were able to later on turn those spirits into actual rangers, which we now call them Spirit Rangers. This is actually again another first for America, because in the Japanese version there was no elephant, bat, or shark spirit rangers, and so and I gotta say those 3 rangers looked pretty cool, and they didn't have to just be summoned by Theo, Casey, and Lily. They can be summoned by Font, Swoop, and Finn. I think RJ can do it too. I'm not for sure, but I think it's just those 6: Font, Swoop, Finn, Lily, Theo, and Casey. I think those are the only 6 that can actually summon the Spirit Rangers. And then we have Jared. He doesn't actually become an ally until near the end, because throughout most of the series he's actually possessed by the main bad dude, Daishi. Jared has the Black Lion Spirit. Well, it's a lion spirit, but it's black, so it's Black Lion Spirit. And he becomes known as the Black Lion Warrior when he's possessed, and then after he's possessed, he still has that. And it's just really cool armor. Just armor. It's nothing like the others. And then you have Camille. She's a Renshi. I think she's a Renshi in this, because in the Japanese version she was actually one of the Renshi that had to be created, but then of course the spirit. But she has the chameleon spirit. She becomes the Green Chameleon Warrior. That's her battle mode. And then of course, like Jared, at the very end she becomes an ally for them. So, but for most of the series she was a villain. Now we get to the long part. Well, not like that part was long, since that took like 15 minutes to explain. I'm hoping that this next part won't take another 15 minutes. Yeah, 30-minute video for someone. I don't know. Then we have the villains. Now, I'm sorry, but I need to at least look at this. So, if you see me, if I'm like this, I am so sorry. I'll try my best. For the villains, we have Jared. Like I said, it wasn't his choice. It was Daishi, but he was kind of an ass. In the beginning, you can see he was actually bullying Casey, and that's what happened when Master Mao exiled him and stuff, and that's when Daishi was released because Jared did it himself, and then he ran, got possessed. Daishi, I'm not for sure if it's actually his spirit, because throughout the series he's possessing Jared, and then when he's not, all you see in is like spirit form, which is just a spirit. And then the final thing you see him is in a monster form of a dragon. So it's of a Chinese dragon. So I'm not for sure if Daishi's spirit animal would be a Chinese dragon. And of course we have Camille. So you know how that is. And then you have one of the major episode arc thing where they have this fight. You know how in old Power Rangers things they have like certain groups of enemies they had to face. Well, this is like it. Same thing, same concept. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Renshi that became the Five Fingers of Poison, which is a play on an old movie about martial arts. Look it up. I don't want to get into detail. But the 5 members of that group is Rantipede, which he uses centipede style martial arts. I don't know if any of this is actually kind of like real martial arts, but I know some of them probably are. Because I didn't even know there was an actual martial arts from Mantis. So yeah, maybe these things could be real. It can. So yeah. Then you have Gakko. He uses he's a gecko themed. Then you have Toady, Reginald, but by the name Toad. He uses Toad style. Stingarella. Yep. Reginald. This is the only female Renshi of the Five Fingers of Poison. I think there's a couple other females, but Stingarella's of the only female of the Five Finger Poisons. She's based off a scorpion. Then you have Naha. Either I'm saying it wrong. It's either Naja or Naha. But his is the spirit of the Cobra. And then I don't know which one came first. I think came next. It's either the Overlords or the Phantom Beast. But I'm just gonna go in the order of how I have it on my sheet. So yeah. Next we have the Overlords, which is the supposedly the three main people that are the strongest the Renshi Beast. I don't even know if they're Renshi Beast. I really don't remember. I need to watch it again to make sure. But oh well. But you can look it up if you want to. First you have Carnosaur. His spirit is of the hawk. His is hawk themed, like those. Then you have Jellica, jellyfish spirit. Then you have Grizzica, who is the strongest of the three overlords, and he has the spirit of the grizzly bear, which actually sounds very terrifying. Then we move on to the Phantom Beast. We have the 3 generals of the beast, because there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's 11 Phantom Beasts altogether, but 3 of them are generals. We have Snapper, which he has the spirit of the snapping turtle. Then you have Weiger, the spirit of the white tiger. And then you have Scorch, the spirit of the Avalon Dragon. I don't know what kind of dragon that is at all, but yeah. Then you move on to their underlings, which is Sonamax. He is boar themed, but he has the spirit of the Catoblas. Catoblepas. It's some kind of mythical creature. Look it up. Just look it up. It's Catoblepas. That's what it is. The next one is Dynamir, which is Ox themed, but he has the spirit of the Minotaur. And then we have Unidoom. Yeah, Unidoom. Which is the spirit of the unicorn. Rammer, with the goat themed. It's a spirit of the Capricorn. There goes one of our dogs. Bad Rat. I don't know. These names sometimes that Power Rangers come up with. Bad Rat is rat themed, but he's based off the Adang. I don't know. It's Addanc. It's like with Sonamax. With it's a mythical creature. It's Addanc. Then you have Grinder, which is a monkey theme, but he's based off the Hanuman mythical creature. Hanuman is spelled Hanuman, which, if you want to look it up, like with the other two. Then you have Osiris, which is dog themed, but is the spirit of the Cerberus. And then this one I kind of don't get at all. You have Lepus. I don't want to say. Kind of reminds me of Lupus, but I am sorry. But it's Lepus, Lepus. It's like one letter off to saying Lupus. It's terrible. But that's not the thing, because it's a rabbit themed, but it has the spirit of a pixie. That combination, to me, now thinking about it, makes no sense. A rabbit themed and a pixie. It kind of doesn't even look like a rabbit. Not to me at all, at least. It probably would be a pixie, but they probably could have chosen a better animal to say. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this review. Overall, like I said in the beginning, it's all because of this with the different styles of martial arts that the heroes, the allies, and even the villains use. It's just really cool to see that. It's like oh, this even though it might not be like an actual style of martial arts, like oh, it's like a grizzly bear kung fu. There could be one, or there could be some kind of style of martial arts that incorporates grizzly bear. I'm not for sure, but that's kind of one thing I liked about Jungle Fury and Geki Rangers, is because they use all those different types of martial arts. But I think the only thing that they could have after watching Geki Ranger, they could have done to help it out is have, like, for most of this seasons now, they're 32. It's actually until I think next season, which is RPM, is when they stop doing. It's after RPM is when they stop doing the 32 episode run, and they go to that's after, of course, RPM is Shinkenger, then Samurai and Super Samurai, which they cut it in half. But I think they could have done at least maybe a few more. Maybe if they added maybe another 10 episodes on, and at least either that or at least introduced Dominic a little bit more. If they could, like with most of the seasons, I would have wished they could have stuck to it. Even though with the first season you had 60 episodes for the longest, and then after that it get 50. But if they would have, if after that it's just 40 and then it's down now in the block of 32. But I wish maybe if they kept it around maybe 40, 42 episodes, I think they could at least have a decency. They could have at least more information in most of the seasons. Like with Jungle Theory, if they instead of 32, maybe like 40, 42, just add 10 more episodes, and then have Dominic in there a little bit more. Either that, if they couldn't do the episodes, at least introduce him like a little bit earlier in the show, so he could be in there more. Because I actually like the concept of the Rhino Ranger, and I was kind of sad that he wasn't in there for that long. Or at least to me, it didn't feel like he was in there that long. But overall, it was a pretty good season. And if I actually do a top 5 of my favorite Power Ranger seasons, which I will eventually, it'll probably be in the top 5 or at least a top 10 if I do something like that. But I don't know. Either that or if I eventually rewatch it. Once I get to it, watching Power Rangers again, I might have a different change of view, but I probably won't. I like every single season of Power Rangers, at least as right now, because I haven't seen RPM, Samurai, or Super Samurai. So, yeah. Those I can actually be optimistic about. Because I haven't seen them, or their Sentai counterparts, so I am good. So I can be completely neutral until I actually see either one. Well, English first, and then probably Japanese better. Like I said in my last Power Ranger review of Operation Overdrive, the Jungle Fury, this one, it will be the last one for a while. Like I said this is. I hope this is not another 30-minute video, but it's like, Jay, why don't you save this for Wednesday for my ramble? Well, it's like I just want to tell you so you know. But, like I said, Jungle Theory, this is the last one for at least a while, because the next season is RPM. And, like I keep on saying for the past couple of videos, and maybe in some older videos, I haven't seen RPM, Samurai, and Super Samurai. And it would be kind of unfair, at least to you and to me, to review something that I haven't seen. So, after when I finish this video, there's not going to be a new video Power Rangers review. I'll probably do the 2 movies. Actually, Mighty Morphin Power Ranger movie and Turbo the movie. In that time, just at least give you something. But in actual seasons, you'll just have to wait until I actually get to RPM right now, but because I have a long way to go in the Legacy Collection, because I'm only in season 2, so I have a long way to go. So just a heads up, I might do the movies, at least I will, but I might wait and do them in the order I have it in the Legacy Collection, because when you get it, you can put them in there, because they give you 2 empty slots for it. And you put them in there, and it's in kind of some kind of order. And I'll either do them those 2 like next week, or at least prepare them later this week or next week, and then do them whenever I can. Or as I go through the Legacy Collection, when I get to the movies, I'll do the reviews. But for the series, you'll have to wait until I actually get to RPM. And just watch the Power Ranger Legacy update videos. I haven't done one in a while because I haven't had time to watch Power Rangers. But if you keep on watching that, you'll at least know on how far I am until I get to that point. So at least you'll have some kind of idea when these reviews will return. Well, I am really cutting it short. It's almost a 30-minute video. I might as well drag it on. But, yeah, that's how it is. So, until then, I will see you whenever I get to that point. So, like this video, share it, put down in the comments down below with what you liked about Power Rangers Jungle Fury. What did you not like about it? What do you think they could have done better with it? Like with Dominic, of course. Subscribe to my channel and like my Facebook page so you can keep you up to date. Kind of. I'm really bad at keeping people up to date, but yeah. Yeah. Until then, I will see you whenever I can get to RPM. See ya.